Greetings and welcome to Sunlight Refuge. For the name of the game is motivation, inspiration, and growth. Hi everyone, my name is Tracey, and if you are new, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. Okay, so there's a shift that's happening as we speak. Can you feel it? A shift between what was versus what is to come. And this is not to scare you, it's to prepare you. Because the choices that we make shapes our reality. Life is about choices and reactions, right? 35,000. 35,000 is the average number of choices a person typically makes in a day. 35,000, right? So, what we choose will decide our future. So, today, I wanted to pose the question of what are your choices creating? What path are you choosing? Right? Because every choice we make pulls us closer and closer or further and further into one path or the other. So today I wanted to focus on key elements in spiritual readiness because it's a battle. It's a battle. It's a spiritual battle. And in order to be prepared, we have to make sure that the choices that we're making is strengthening our spiritual readiness, right? So, what does that look like? Well, that's what this video is about. By the end of the video, you will be able to pinpoint your spiritual readiness. I wrote this down. You want to be able to leave equipped with spiritual fortitude, grounded so firmly in God's armor that you become unshakable. Are you unshakable? Think about what that means, unshakable. No matter what's going on around me, no matter what's going on in the world, no matter what's going on, you cannot shake my foundation. What does your foundation look like? What are you rooted in? Right? So, if you want to take this journey with me, take a moment to like, share, subscribe, and just join the community. Right? These are what my videos are about. We just want to be our best selves to exalt God and help humanity. Right? So the dialogue is just learning and growing, not knowing everything, but going down the rabbit hole, taking the deep dives to learn, to grow. You should never stop growing. You should never stop learning. Right? You got to be sharpening that iron every day. And when you put it in your daily practices, in your daily lives, it becomes second nature, right? Like what you do, the habits that you are creating is shaping your reality. You know, I hate keep coming back to money, but it's like, oh, I want to be a millionaire, but what are you doing? What are you doing to become a millionaire? Getting up, watching TV all day, that's not going to help you. Getting up, just kicking it all day, want to hang out all day, That's not going, you know what I'm saying? And whatever it is that you're wanting, you got to put that in your daily practice. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it's all about. It's not knowing everything. It's not being, they be trying to make you seem like you're self righteous and stuff. No. It's just you want to learn, you want to grow. And don't let nobody knock you off your mark for wanting to better yourself. If they don't want to better themselves, everybody got their own choices. But pray for them. You know what I'm saying? Like, they'll get it. At some point in their journey, they'll get it. At some point in your journey, you got it. So give them grace. You know what I'm saying? Give them a word. But the decision is theirs. But whatever they decide, you have to stand firm in where you're going, what you're manifesting, right? So, what does that look like? And again, it always comes back to your faith, right? Your foundation is your relationship with God. Like that prayer, that meditation, that's it. That's where it starts from. Having that relationship, building that relationship. Because if you don't know who you are in God, then it makes it harder for you to know yourself, right? You got to get to the point of seeing yourself the way that God sees you. You know how powerful that is? Like, I see myself the way that God sees me. That's why when people say stuff and people act all weird and stuff, like, that don't knock me off my mark, because it's not about you. It's not about how you see me. It's about how God sees me. Right? So you got to be able to stand firm and be grounded in that. And that's going to start with your spiritual practices, your relationship with God, with your faith. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to prepare for these spiritual battles. As you continue to grow and elevate, it's going to be situations that's going to test your faith, and you know what I'm saying, test your strength and try to knock you off your square. But if you growing in God, you know what I'm saying, if you are constantly putting this in your daily practices, it becomes harder for the enemy to knock you off your mark, right? Your heart becomes lighter in this sense. It becomes easier for you to navigate through this world, because like the moment you wake up, it's a battle for your attention, for your time, for you. But when you are grounded in your faith and in your relationship with God, you already know what the mission is for the day. Right? So again, it's about the knowledge and the wisdom too. Like, you gotta equip yourself with God's words so you can be able to discern from right from wrong. Right? Like, you gotta get out there and you gotta read. You gotta know what God is saying. You gotta know how to hear Him. It's not always in the book, but a lot of it is. But God, He can reach you through multiple channels. But you got to be in tune with that. And you got to be ready to receive that knowledge. Because you are special. You are important. And we need you to be your best self. Right? It's like we're individuals, but you got to think on a collective. Like, I'm me, but I'm part of us. Even in your household, you're you, but If you go off track, it's going to affect the rest of your household because y'all are unit. That's how it is. That's helping humanity. That's humanity. It's you, but it's us. So you got to seek God's word. You got to know his word. You got to know how to recognize him. You got to know how to hear him. Right? And a big one too, is striving against the ego. The ego will tell you a whole, you know what I'm saying? The ego will say, I got this, I can do this on my own. But what God says is, lean on me, call out to me. You see what I'm saying? So you got to be able to kill that ego. It's not about you. There's an inner battle. You know what I'm saying? The yin and yang, the up and down, the night, the dark. The night, the day. You know what I'm saying? It's that you got that internal battle inside of you. The witness and the driver. One is taking you down this path and the other one is taking you down that path. And I'm telling you, the ego is not taking you down God's path. You got to kill that. You got to suppress that. You got to be the ruler of your body and your mind and your spirit and your soul. Right? It's like when you ask somebody, why you did that? I don't know. No. Somebody else is in control. You are not in control. You got to be in control. Right? So that ego, it's that lower desire that you got to kill. You got to get that in check. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's good because you got to you know what I'm saying? It calls for ego sometimes, but that's not who you are. That's just something that you can use, like a tool that you can use when it calls for it, right? But you got to keep it at bay. You got to keep it in check. You can't let them take over. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you strive against the ego, and just make sure that in your spiritual preparation, you are keeping that lower desire down and you're resisting that temptation, because that's how you follow God's path. You gotta resist that, that temptation, right? So in doing that, you're also going to be tested in the external, in the physical, right? Sometimes you just have these days where it's like, oh my gosh, like, can anything else go wrong? You know what I'm saying? And it be like that sometimes, but it's only a test. It's only a test to show not only the devil and God where you stand. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, so I've been preparing for this. Now, they threw a little monkey wrench in my plans, but I'm finna, you know what I'm saying? I'm finna get through this. And one thing I really love is like believing I'm gonna get through this and knowing I'm gonna get through this. Like, you see how they weigh? One weighs a little, it's heavier. Because believing is like, I believe, like, I would like to believe that people are going to have my back, right? Versus, I know these people are going to have my back. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you up against the wall, you need to know. Believing is just the first step, but knowing is the true destination, So you got to prepare yourself for these external battles, right? Because they're going to come. Like, we're living in a world where you can't dodge challenges. You can't dodge these spiritual attacks. You can't dodge them. It's part of it. That's why you got to sharpen your iron. You got to be sharpening your iron every day, right? So when it does happen, you don't fold. You don't break. You don't give in, right? You push through. You overcome. You know what I'm saying? So just know that you're going to have your battles. It is what it is. But when you are spiritually prepared, these battles aren't as hard. You know? So just prepare for that. And then whenever you are going through your battles, or even if you're not going through your battles, just always strengthen your relationship with God and rely on Him. Rely on His word. Rely on His promise. You know, relying on God is the ultimate preparation. So it's not hard, it's just having that consistency and the diligence and just being committed to not living a lukewarm life, but you got to be living in the black and the white, the up and the down, the in and the out, the yes or the no. You know what I'm saying? Some areas they're gonna have gray areas, but you need to live in the black and the white, the yes and the no, the is and the ain't. And in that way, you'll be able to go down the path that has been prepared for you. Right? So, key practices for spiritual readiness that we must do daily is just consistently seeking God's guidance and strength through prayer and meditation. Right? And keeping God in your heart and your thoughts to maintain focus and resilience. You got to remember His word. And strengthening self-control and resisting worldly distractions. It's so many distractions. It's so many ways to get wrong, right? But you got to have that self-discipline. Like, it's so important. And it's part of the foundation, because you're going to be tested. You're going to be given opportunities to make the wrong choice. But you got to make the right choice, because our choices shapes our reality. Every day is people out there ready to pounce on you, manipulate you, use you. On the flip side, love you, support you. But you got to know which path you're trying to go down, because this path got these type of people, places, and things, and this path got these type of people, places, and things, and it's going to drive you. Your characteristics are going to be shaped based on which road. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you, let's just say, okay, you want a position, right? And you working on that position, and then somebody else want that position too, right? One road will lead you down. All right, I'm gonna put in all the hours required for me to get this position. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do what the job requires, so whenever it becomes available, you know what I'm saying, I can be the top candidate. And then the other one, yeah, you can have that mindset too, but then They conniving, they talking down on your name. You know what I'm saying? Doing snake stuff. You see what I'm saying? The characteristics is different. You know what I'm saying? You want to be operating with integrity. You know what I mean? You want to have honesty, kindness. You know what I'm saying? These type of characteristics shape the type of person you're going to be in this world. We don't know how long we got. We all hope that we make it to 90 or, 100 or whatever. Long life. Go easy without diseases and stuff. But you don't know. Babies are dying. Toddlers are dying. Children are dying. Teenagers are dying. All ages. So you don't know. So you got to live life and you got to make these decisions like quick, fast, in a hurry because your soul carries on. You know what I'm saying? So you want to make sure you sowing good seeds. So when it's time to judge you, when you get that true judgment, you good. When you know what I'm saying? When you know what I'm talking about, when that time comes, you don't want to be scared to die because, no. My time here is done. You know what I'm saying? And that's why we got to help each other and teach each other. Don't be gatekeeping no information and stuff from each other. Don't be not helping each other. Don't be sitting over there letting your people just, you know what I'm saying? We got to help each other. Quit all this other stuff. So when you pass on, that information lives on to help the next generation. So doing good deeds, helping other people and striving for justice. You know what I'm saying? All these injustices going on and stuff like that. If you in a position, help humanity. Choose God's path. It's not hard. It's just you're not going to be partaking in everything that the world has to offer you. Self-discipline. Because it's really not there to help you. It's to keep the chaos going, the discord going, the division going. It's not for the elevation of. Keep these key factors in your life. What it is: faith, knowledge, discipline, reliance on God. Faith, knowledge, discipline, reliance on God. Faith, knowledge, discipline, reliance on God. It's not hard, but it's necessary. So when life tries to throw you off your path, you're unshakable. You're unshakable. And you receive God's favor. I don't know about you, but I'd rather have God's favor. That's what's been keeping me moving in life. That's what's been keeping my heart light. That's what's been attracting beautiful and wonderful people, in my life. It's God's favor, and I know it is. So that's the message, y'all. That's the message. You gotta have your spiritual fortitude. You gotta prepare yourself. It's not just waking up and just everything is everything, and you know what I'm saying? Like, no. We got work to do. You got work to do. So, till the next time, be great and have a wonderful